I was having a Joe Rogan experience the other day.
All right, well, we're looking at milestones, all right?
Sorry, I keep getting...
Fire, voice, art, but also even way before that was burying our dead.
Yeah.
We started burying our dead.
You think we took that from elephants? You know, we talk about it, how elephants kind of bury
I
their
kind of
dead.
like to think like they took it from us. They were like, oh,
Possible.
okay.
Well, what if we saw
Okay.
mammoths doing like, look, the mammoths bury their dead. Why don't we do that?
Well, the mammoths they were like, the mammoths had a natural excavator with their tusks. They could dig out.
Yeah, that
graves.
is true. Maybe they were made for that.
Maybe.
Do they really stab anything with like elephants? Don't use their tusks for evil.
Do elephants even have tusks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where have you been? you never seen an elephant before?
Fucking no, dude.
I mean, I guess some of them don't, but for the most part.
Is that why they're like hunted to extinction? People want that ivory.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, another milestone: we domesticated the cat, the humble cat.
Yeah, look at that. Meow. Nature's perfect killing machine just rendered into a fucking milk drinking fucking freeloader.
Okay, husbandry.
Yeah.
We did some of that. The development of agriculture, which of course sees the rise of class society.
There's where
That's
we need to start.
The big one.
That's the big
That's
one.
the big one.
That's where we're still at, but moving away from quickly.
We developed agriculture, which of course meant that you would have a surplus, which meant that you would then have the elevation of a certain caste of society that would oversee the distribution and or hoarding of such surplus. Some societies, early ones, figured out communism, like the Incans. They also practiced some, kind of fucked up things. Like I'm pretty sure they did practice like child sacrifice. However, they also practiced state communism, essentially. Like everybody was fed. I don't even think that the hierarchy was as like stratified as...
Well, you got to crack a couple eggs and make an omelet. No society's perfect.
Look, I would trade a few child sacrifices for, as long as it's before they're the age of like 2 or 3.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them. You're not even a person until you're like 30.
Yeah. These motherfuckers, they barely have object permanence. Which goes back to our policy of abortion legal up to 2 years post-birth.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
So,
just a trial period. See if you might get a bad kid, might get a bad baby. You don't know.
You don't know.